Hello everyone and welcome to another Fallout 76 subscriber camp tour. I am here with Davey Jones, a subscriber of mine. Hello. And he's going to show us his camp. Do you actually have a name for this camp, or is just...
Yeah, I just kept it pretty simple. It's just called The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse. And there it is, in all its glory. And it looks pretty cool. So you're going to have to tell us everything about it and, of course, show us the inside.
Yeah, of course. So this is my third design of The Lighthouse. I've been playing Fallout 76 pretty much since day one, and I've had two other designs progressively just kind of getting better as I learn the mechanics of the game, and I have to say that this is by far my best design and my most experienced design.
Okay.
And the reason why I kind of want to a lighthouse is I have a really kind of awesome fascination with anything nautical, either it be ships or anything sea related. And with this game, with it already having a lighthouse, that was kind of the first location that I went to in the game, and I was just really inspired by the designers from Bethesda, like the care and the attention that they went into designing a lighthouse. And I was always thought like it was kind of a secret competition where I was like, you know what, one day I'm going to do something better than that in the game. And so I just kept working at it, and I had a vision for what I wanted it to look like and everything. And I think this is the very first design where I was able to check every block and do everything that I've ever wanted with the lighthouse. So I couldn't be more happier.
It looks really cool, especially with the stripes. It looks like a classic lighthouse.
Yeah, this is the first design that I've incorporated the candy stripes on the side going up. It was very difficult to tackle, but it was the first design that I ever had because of the triangular shapes. But this was also back before we even had the wallpapers to even make it red. So I was just gonna use the barn. Yeah, the barn. But now you're getting into where you'd have to flip the barn one way,
Yeah,
and flip the walls the other way. So I was
that would be insane.
Yeah, I was like at the time I was like, yeah, that's pretty much impossible. So I put it on the back burner, and my other lighthouses, instead of having the candy stripe, what it did have was just a red band. It was just a solid red band across it, and it was simple, but it still kind of got the message across that it was a lighthouse, and it looked like a lighthouse. But I was never always satisfied with it, and I can tell you right now, I am absolutely satisfied with the way that this turned out.
Yeah, you should be. It looks really good. This is a nice spot. I'm sure everybody's going to want to know where we are on the map, so I'm going to show them real quick. We're right here on the edge of whatever this lake is called. Over here. Sorry, my character is extremely low level. We're on PS4, and I don't play on PS4 very often, so I'm only level 13. But anyway, here we are. I don't have any locations discovered on this side of the map yet. But you guys all know where this is. Alright, well, shall we see the inside?
Of course, yes. So leading up here, I always wanted a long dock to kind of showcase the size. So as you're walking down the dock, you get to look up and just see the tower. The tower itself goes up 8 stories. Wow. 10 stories, including the foundation and the roof.
Is that the max?
It is the max. Like to the max, to the point where if I'm standing here in front of you, I'm in the build zone. If I'm standing here in the water, I'm out of the build zone.
Oh wow.
So I can't even stand on the ground and be in my build zone. It'll kick me out. So that's how high the build zone actually is to make this that tall.
How did you get it that high? Where did you...
lucky placement of my camp. That's all I've got to acquire it to. No skill, just luck.
You just happened to place it up high.
Yes, just happened to place it at the exact right height that it needed to be. So I'm not going to take credit for that. I will thank the tree over here, the really creepy, windy tree,
You put it up in
because
there?
I did. Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
There's a branch right up above me that's kind of tall, and if you
Oh, there it
where
is.
I'm jumping,
Yes.
yeah. So
That's
that
funny.
is where I placed the camp up there, and it just happened to be the exact height so that I needed.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Bethesda.
All right, you got to
So.
show 'em.
Yeah, so as we come inside, what this is basically kind of a uh, hollowed out bottom because the lighthouse is not going to really have much down here. But what I did have incorporated was a small little kind of gift shop for
Mm-hmm.
people. So I have display cases for the lighthouse souvenirs, and if you actually go into my vendor, that is exclusively what I sell is lighthouse souvenirs. So any visitors who come here are absolutely welcome to purchase a lighthouse souvenir. It is 15 caps, and it gives you two copper if you want two copper. So
Right.
but it's just to show that you've been to the lighthouse and that you've seen what I have to offer.
Have you ever
So
sold any?
yes, I'm actually really low right now. I think I only had four left, and so
Oh.
I need to go restock.
Cool. Cool that people buy them
um,
from you.
yeah, yeah, and it actually surprisingly, when I'm around the map, I'll I'll hear ka-ching, ka-ching. I was like, oh, somebody visited my lighthouse. Awesome.
That's cool.
And usually, more than not, I'll get a message later saying that hey, this is a really cool camp that I've seen. So
Mm-hmm.
I do get a lot of messages from people, which is awesome. So one more thing down here to look up is actually if you do look up, you can kind of see the interior of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And I did my best to create my own kind of makeshift spiral staircase to
Yeah.
where it's open enough to where you can see up to the top. So
Cool.
I will follow you if you want to go.
Oh, okay. Why is this particular one raised up like this?
So the structure of the tower itself, it can be broken down into three different segments. So the foundations underneath you, where you're standing on right now, the ones that are level,
Mm-hmm.
and the dock is all one segment.
Mm-hmm.
The walls encapsulating us right now, leading all the way up to the top, is another segment. It's completely just freestanding and floating. It's
Mm-hmm.
just stacked so close to the foundations that it looks like it's on top of it.
Okay,
And
so
then
they are actually floating walls.
yes, they are floating
Okay.
walls. And then the final structure is the staircase itself, starting with this foundation. So the reason I raised the foundation is to make it taller than the wall.
Hmm.
And so the staircase leading all the way to the top, and then the actual beacon housing on top with the catwalk is all one structure. It's just kind of slipped inside the walls
Mm-hmm.
to make it look like it's all built in. But think of it as a giant sandwich. They're just sandwiched on top of each other.
Okay.
That's
All
the
right.
best analogy I could come up with. So
Cool.
make a comment if you can come up with a better one.
A burrito, maybe?
A burrito, yes.
You get a lot of fighting on the textures here because of all the.
Yes, the Bethesda didn't do a fantastic job when it comes to the triangular shaped uh, wall segments.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else that's squared off is very evenly flush, and so it doesn't have that breaking in animation.
Right.
But I am fighting with that with the triangular shaped pieces. So yeah, it will have that kind of animation breaking,
Yeah.
which kind of prevented me from using a lot of wallpaper
Hmm.
because it made it tremendously worse. So
Oh.
I tried to use as minimal wallpaper on the outside as I could. That's why I'm only using the red in the candy stripe as a wallpaper. The rest is just natural white from the outside of the brick
Right.
because of one, the patina, the natural patina on it makes it look like it's weathered. And
Yeah.
then also because I tried to use white wallpaper and red, and it looked awful.
Oh.
So So, because the animation break was so obvious, I was like, nope, it's not happening. So I just took it down.
Wow. Little cozy room. Looks like you extended the floor with rugs.
I did, yes. So this is the kind of living quarters right underneath the beacon housing. This is
Mm-hmm.
typical for a kind of 18th century, early 19th century lighthouse
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't have an attached house to it. So in here, I wanted to make it lived in, like the keeper's been here for years,
It looks like it,
and
yeah.
kind of an organized chaos, if you will. And so yeah, I wanted to fill it, and I also have to thank Bethesda again because they gave me a plethora of Lighthouse memorabilia to fill this with. So it is all nautical themed, all the way down to the magazine on the shelf.
Yeah.
It's matching with the Night of the Fishman Revenge kind of
Oh,
poster over there.
yes, and all of the other ships and lighthouses pictures and
Yeah, yeah, everything. And so, I mean, this is kind of an obsessed lighthouse keeper, and
your
the
character
only thing
looks
that he has to do
like
is
an
just
old sea
talk
dog
about
himself too.
lighthouses.
Yeah, you sort of nailed the old sea dog look on your character.
So, a little kind of Easter egg is my inspiration was an old Scooby Doo episode where the ghost was a lighthouse keeper.
Oh, yeah, I remember that
So,
one. Sorry,
yeah, and
I
so,
gotta have the radio off, or that'll give me a copyright strike.
oh no, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Um, so yeah, it's based. My inspiration was a Scooby Doo
it
episode.
looks like him. I remember that one. I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. Um, how come you use metal and wood sometimes, but brick most of the time?
So I had to sacrifice the interior look
Mm-hmm.
to help the outside look. Because the way that triangular pieces also work is that the upside down triangle has a natural border around it. And if you ever look at a piece and you put a wallpaper on it, you'll see that there is still a border left on it. The
Right.
wallpaper doesn't cover the entire outside.
Okay.
So the metal has the thinnest lining around it to where it's not so obvious,
Mm.
like the wooden ones. The wood paneling has really thick uh, borders around it, and
Yeah,
so when I moved it to the metal one, they have really thin ones, so
I
it's
see it.
harder to see.
Yeah.
So I stuck with that. The other one is with the kind of baby blue housing.
Mm-hmm. Is that for
The
the
reason I
windows?
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
partly for the windows, and then up here I use them because the white lining on it actually helps me in aiding the color on the white side.
Hmm.
So the white is on the white side of the tower, and then the metal is on the red side of the tower. So if I were to ever change the color of the banding surrounding the outside, I can always know where to start.
Hmm. Okay. Cool.
So that also helps me if I need to change the color or anything like that.
All right. So up here is the light. Actually, I'm guessing.
Yes, this is the catwalk leading up to the light beacon housing.
And you made a spiral staircase out of tables, coffee tables. How'd you get the fence posts up there? Did you just?
So it actually was kind of dumb luck because the fence posts naturally stack on top of the table like that. They
Really?
just kind of, yeah, they just glitch through. I didn't have any special way of glitching them through. That's just
No.
how
That
they
was
went on
lucky.
top of the table.
That was lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's just the way that it stacks on top of that coffee table. And so I used it, and kind of joining them all together with these conduits made it look like a railing, because I'm like, well, Bethesda doesn't have anything that goes up at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to come up with some creative way to create a railing. And so I thought that using the fence posts and the conduits made it really nice and aesthetically pleasing too.
It does look nice. Cool.
So the best way to come up the stairs, which they are functional, is if you round the outside around the railing, it'll actually get you up quite quite smoothly all the way to the top. So I'm going to go ahead and open the door and go inside.
Ugh. Okay there.
There you go.
Oh, cool. Well, that's quite a contraption.
Yeah, so this is also a first design for me as well. I actually got the design from a good friend and master builder of mine. His name is Captain Beardy. And so he was the first person I saw that used this, but I actually used the lamps just by themselves in my old designs. And so I wanted to use them combined with the casing because the aluminum part of the casing in the windows actually reflect the light to make it brighter. So it basically took it and made it 2 times brighter than it would be without the case.
It makes it look like a giant light bulb.
Exactly. And aesthetically, yes, it does look like a light bulb. And so I was like, that's perfect because there's not many items that have glass incorporated into it. So if I can get a double layer of glass, it does look like, an asset like Bethesda would make. And so the whole point of the Lighthouse was to make it as realistic as possible to where if people stumble upon this, if players stumble upon this, they would kind of double think like, is it an asset? Is this something Bethesda added? Is this player built?
Right.
So like they would have to come in and investigate and eventually, like, oh man, somebody built this. And so I wanted that wow factor and attention to detail that a designer, like a map designer or asset designer from Bethesda would put that attention to detail into. And so I spent the extra time making sure that the lines, the angles, everything was just absolutely perfect.
So how did you get them inside there?
So I used an old trick a lot of people may be familiar with.
Is it the
those that aren't?
The merging?
Yes.
Merging trick? Yeah.
It's the flamethrower trap trick.
No, okay.
What you do is you use the flamethrower to destroy an object.
Okay.
And what it does is it allows it to disappear, and then it allows you to place an object on top of it. And then when you go to your camp to fix those objects, they just populate inside that object.
Right.
And so that's exactly what I did with this one.
Okay.
And then I combined it with the Vault-Tec special generator, and then the table and the switch. I tried to combine them as closely knit as possible to make it look like it's one unit.
Yeah.
Like you just purchased it as one unit and installed it. So
it's pretty tight.
Yeah, thank you. And it is functional, so it does turn off and on.
Oh, yeah.
And this allows its power supply to be separated from the tower itself. So while the beacon is off, the lights on the inside are still on too.
Oh, okay.
So I can light it and turn it off during the day, and then light it at night. So
cool. Do you ever come back and find that somebody left it off?
Oh yeah, I've come back and somebody's left it off. The doors are open. I'm like, I don't have my ally out, so somebody had to come and do this. Please close the door behind you. It's courtesy.
Cool. So, can you actually see the light from down below?
You can, yes. So, especially now that it's nighttime, it's a lot easier to see. But yeah, if we were to go down and kind of go to the beginning area that we started the video, you will be able to see the light from down there.
All right, let's go look. Might as well. I like how it's really tightly decorated in here. It does.
Yeah. I'm not the best interior decorator, and so people will be proud of me who have seen my interior decorations before because I stepped up my game with this one because I'm usually quite rubbish at decorating. I'm a much better engineer, but with this one, I actually looked up pictures of the insides of lighthouses and small house builds to kind of get inspiration of like where I would place things. So thank you, Google.
Oh yeah, you can see the light. Cool.
Yeah, at night with the atmosphere and the fog and just the natural coloring, the light really reflects, and you can see it quite easily from here.
Yeah, you can. That's cool because usually when you get this far away from a camp, the lights start disappearing.
I guess the beacon is just so bright that it shines across the entire lake, which I kind of wish it did.
Now all you need to do is figure out how to get it to rotate.
Yeah, to rotate and project.
Yeah.
So originally my idea was to use the spotlights, the rotating spotlight that you can get in your defenses, but Bethesda had basically left that thing broken since Fallout 4, and so if anytime you leave the location and come back, the light is still spinning, but it's off, and it doesn't actually work. So
But
I
you
was
still
like,
haven't fixed
okay.
that, huh? That's...
They still haven't fixed it, but hopefully one day they will, and maybe I can incorporate that into future builds where you see the light rotating, which would be pretty awesome. But until now, I had to create my own.
Well, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't know if you watched, I don't know how long you've been watching my channel. If you watched the lighthouse that I built in Fallout 4, it was a lot smaller than this one, I think. But I used the round concrete walls for that one. And
Yeah,
I think I had like a cupboard that I put a bunch of those wall lights, those like workshop type lights all the way around it, like just a whole bunch of them. But if I got like even this far away, the light would go away, and it was hard to, yeah, it just wasn't bright enough. But
And it's interesting to think because Bethesda did do an adjustment to the lighting in the game when Wastelanders came out. So I wonder if I would have built this pre-Wastelanders, if the light wouldn't be as bright compared to what it is now. So I wonder if the lighting adjustment has something to do with that. But I guess I'll never know because I actually didn't start this until Wastelanders came out.
oh, okay. And now you're never going to want to take it down, huh?
No, so this is actually designed to be a permanent standing structure. So I encourage anybody who watches this video, follows your channel, or even follows me, that they come and visit or message me to get me on so they can come and visit. Unfortunately, I'm only on PS4, so I can't come cross-platform, but I welcome all PS4 players to come here and visit this location like you would any other destination in the map. And this is exactly what it's intended to be, is to be a permanent standing structure for people to visit, do photos with, and, you know, take away a souvenir. So
Cool. Well, there you go, everybody. An open invitation to come and visit the Lighthouse. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for showing it to us. It's very cool.
you are so welcome.
All right, everybody. Well, that is the tour of the Lighthouse, Davey Jones Lighthouse. Now you just need to build a ship.
That is coming very, very soon.
Oh.
So expect that one.
Oh, cool. I will be looking forward to that. All right, everyone. If you would like a tour of your camp to be featured on my channel like this one was, go over to my subscriber Discord server. The link is down below. All you have to do is submit a couple screenshots of your camp and in the Camp Tours entry channel there. And if it's a really cool camp, one that's been built very creatively, maybe used some cool tricks, or uses the terrain really neat, or is really cool, has like really cool decorations or something, I might pick it for a video, and I can record videos on all platforms, so it doesn't matter what you play on. Alright, and other than that, stay there at the Discord and chat with us for a while because we have a lot of fun over there. Anyways, that's gonna do it. If you liked the video, give it a like, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, as well as Let's Plays and Tips and Tricks videos. I'll see you guys later. Until then, remember to play safe, play nice, and have fun. Bye, guys.